If you want to travel cross-country with friends or family and have the ability to sleep up to 8 and relax in style with a full wall slide, then folks, you need to check this one out right here, which is a 2022 Freedom Traveler A32. Hey folks, I'm Ian Baker, and we are starting off right here on the cab of the A32. Now, for the 2022 model year, there were a couple minor changes, nothing that's super mind-blowing, right? They had a good formula, they have a great price point on this one. If you're looking for a Class A, again, that can sleep 8 people and you want a great price point, that is what this one brings you. Excellent construction, great amenities, great price. Some of those changes, though, they did change the color of the privacy curtains here. It's a little bit lighter than what it was in years past, and same thing with the pleated shades as we go around. Slightly different color. Again, not a huge change, but it does just blend a little bit better. For the cab itself, one of the changes they actually made in the 2021 model here is they went to the big 10-inch touchscreen dash radio. That really makes things super easy, and that one is Sirius capable, as well as has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So basically, no matter what you want to hook up to that, you essentially can. Power front shade, which is wonderful. Storage all the way across the top there. You have your dash fans, as you would expect. Then over in the corner, you will see the auto level. And that's one of the great things about a Class A, folks. You get auto level, right? Touch a button, does everything else for you. The seats here do swivel for both the driver and passenger. You have, the nice leatherette covering on there, so that way it'll stay, stay nice and it's easy to clean. And speaking of easy to clean, look right down below. This is one of the things they've always done in the Freedom Traveler that I really liked. That's they don't have any carpet on that shroud, right? You have the fiberglass shroud there. It's neoprene coated on the inside, so that way it helps with noise dampening. And that's a big deal. When we're talking about gas Class A's, it's one of those things you don't think about, right? But what about the noise? If you have a diesel, the engine tends to be in the back, so it's a lot quieter while you're driving. But in a gas, it's right here. So anything you can do to help dampen that noise is a huge plus, because that way you can be in the conversation with everyone else. So I really like they do that. And again, it's easy to clean, right? You don't have that dirty carpet. You also see a little spot for a pedestal right here, and that allows for a table. So if you want a table up here, again, both your passenger and driver's seat swivel, table goes right there, you're good to go. And not only do you have that table, but for the passenger, a lot of us work on the road these days, right? This right here, boom, look at that. That gives you the ability, if you have a laptop, tablet, anything like that, you can work right on the road. And if you noticed, we have a 12-volt plug here. We have USB ports over here. So that might be another 12-volt there. Actually, let me double check. Yes, I'm sorry. You have two 12-volt here. Plus, you have your 120 right down below. So you have plenty of options as far as power. If you need to plug anything in, again, you can power it all right there. And I just like that they did that. And they're certainly not the only ones to do it. But again, at the price point, some of those amenities that they're bringing in are fantastic. And another big one for me, right here, folks. This is a drop-down bed. And again, something that some more manufacturers are doing, something we haven't seen a ton to date, but I am so glad that they put it in here. That bed is 500-pound weight capacity. To operate it, you have to pull out the safety pins, which I've already done. Key right over here, you turn that to on, and then you simply lower the bed, just like that. Now, if you are going to fully lower it, you do want to make sure you tip back both the driver and passenger seats to make sure that you don't end up hitting them when you're bringing the bed down, because the bed does come actually a little bit lower than the top of the seats. I'm going to stop it right about there just to prevent any damage. So you can see the passenger seat here is up a little far. But it does come with a ladder. You can pop right up here. The mattress is already built in, which I love, because what you can do is you can just make the bed, right? And then when you have guests come, all you have to do is grab pillows, throw it up there. They're good to go. Sheets are already on it. Blankets already on it. Just tuck it right underneath the mattress. Everything stays up in there. Super simple and easy to use. I really do like this. And again, 500-pound weight capacity on there. So a lot of times you can have 2 adults sleep up top. And the great thing about that too, folks, is if you pull over and you just want to take a quick nap, you can just put the ladder up there, climb up, good to go. Over to the side here, and again, one of the things I love about the A32 A32, chances are you're going to have a lot of people in this one because you can sleep up to 8. And when you have a lot of people, you're going to be along for the trip. That's one of the beauties of a motorhome is the traveling experience. In this setup, really allows you to have that conversation. You have people on the sofa, you have people on the dinette. And bear in mind, this is a full wall slide. So, the dinette will actually be like right about here when the slide is in. So you'll be nice and close. So if everyone's playing a game together, right, you have the capability to do that while you're going down the road. Obviously, seatbelts in both for safety reasons. And I just love, again, just the conversational ability that you have in the A32, both during travel and while at the campsite. This is a jackknife, so it does fold down into a smaller bed. It's 6 foot. I'm not going to be able to stretch all the way across it. But if you're a little bit smaller, that can be a sleeping space. You'll also see some cup holders, which are great, especially if you stop at like a fast food place. You need a spot to put a cup. You got it right there. LED lights up top, electrical outlets here. Now this one is something that I find more important, and that is the fact there's a 12 volt. And I tell people this all the time, right? Why is a 12 volt important to have in your motorhome? Well, if you think about it, right, that's running off your batteries. So the great thing about that is because, these may not be inverted while you're traveling, that 12 volt will still run. So if you need to charge a cell phone, if there's a USB port nearby, you can plug that in and still be able to charge your cell phone and tablet during travel, which is a big deal for a lot of people. When we open this up, you can see big storage right up top here. HDMI port, or HDMI cables rather, for auxiliary equipment. I'll show you kind of that in a second, but you can plug in some auxiliary equipment right there, which is great. And again, big storage regardless. Across the way, so you'll see the TV right there, and I think this is a great spot for the TV. So again, we had our HDMI cables. You want to plug in a Blu-ray? Boom, do it. Good to go. They've already run all the cables for you. You are all set. And the reason I like this is it's a great shot to the TV. If you swivel around the driver and passenger seats, they can see the TV. You can see it from the kitchen. You can see it from part of the dinette. So overall, I think it is a very centrally located spot. The dinette itself is a dream dinette. Super simple and easy to operate. If you want to drop it down into a bed, there's this lever right here that you flip. Now, you will need to put the cushions up because otherwise the table's going to hit, as you'll see in just a second. But once those cushions are up, all you have to do is, boom, push that bad boy down, and just like that, it will go down and it will sit flat. Now, again, you can see that, we hit the cushion, which is why this popped up. But if the cushions are up, obviously that won't be an issue. But you drop that down, that creates here, again, another additional sleeping space. And take a look at the cushion on here, folks. These are really comfortable. Those are nice, thick cushions, right? They're not going to break down quickly or anything, which sometimes can be a problem. You also see a child seat tether. So if you need a child seat in here, if you have a small one, you have a spot to tether that baby in. So you have that safety. Of course, seatbelts on both sides of the dinette there too. And additional storage. Now, not the biggest drawers in the world, right? It's a little deceiving. You have like this really big faceplate on it. When it pulls out, it's kind of short. But the fact that you have easy access storage there is always a win. You'll see the pressed laminate countertops in the kitchen. Big upgrade over T-mold. It doesn't get, you don't have the water that's running into the side here. You don't have to worry about the T-mold popping off, especially around the corners, which was a common issue, especially right here, right? And I'm sure you've seen this a million times. Your T-mold's hanging off. You have a sink right here. Water just keeps getting in the countertop, rots out, becomes a problem. You won't get that with the pressed laminate. You'll also see the pull-out faucet, making washing and rinsing dishes nice and easy. A pretty backsplash, actual tile on here, I may add. So I like they did that again, especially at the price point you're able to pick this one up for. Recessed 3-burner cooktop with a glass cover, folds up and back just like so. This is a Furion cooktop, so the knobs light up like that, and decent sized oven underneath if you need to do a little bit of baking. As far as storage underneath, spot for a trash can right there. Always a big plus in my book. Because the sink, this one's just going to be a fold down, right? Because your sink's in the way, you can't have a drawer. But you will see that underneath that, you have nice full extension ball bearing drawers all the way down. So plenty of room for your flatware, hand towels, hot pads, anything else you need to put in there, knives, spatulas, whatever. Plus, good storage right here up top. Microwave and slim line hood. Now, kind of jumping back and forth here, but I do just want to show you refrigerator is on the other side. I'll open this bad boy up so you can take a look. Norcold fridge freezer combo right there. A little bit of storage up top. Main control panel is located here. It is worth noting that you do have some controls as soon as you walk in. You can see your battery disconnect is there, as well as some of your lights. And then as we make our way back a little bit further, you have the bunks. So great thing about this, again, is that it's permanent sleeping space, right? That's the thing I love about this one. If you never want to turn the dinette and sofa into a bed, you can have essentially 6 people sleep in here and never have to touch those. Because you have the bed here, you have the king-size bed in the bedroom, we'll get to in just a second, plus the queen up front. Now with these, this is kind of cool too. I lift this up, you will see there's a little bit of additional storage underneath, right? Nothing huge, but I like that they did that because they didn't have to. They could have just left it blank, but it gives you a spot, for some of your smaller items that you want to tuck in there, or maybe, some folded clothes, things like that. You have the spot for it. A tablet holder on both bunks, so that way the kids aren't fighting over it. Electrical outlet and USB ports right there too. The bottom one, you will see the same thing, right? So you have access to that, plus you have the pull-out drawers. So there is finger grooves on the bottom, so if you want to reach down there, it's a little bit easier to pull out. But you do have a couple extra drawers, again, for folded clothes, LED lights on both, plus privacy curtains. Before we hit the master bedroom, I do just want to hit the bathroom. We'll take a seat right here. So porcelain bowl, nice and easy to clean. Stays looking great. As far as space, I'm pretty good on shoulders, especially if I lean back a little bit to kind of get past this corner. I'm good right here, or I can lean forward. There's only like one little spot where my arm rubs at all, but plenty of room. As far as legs, folks, I have great leg space here too. I can read a book in here, read a novel, and I'll be good to go. You also see space for a trash can underneath the sink, which I always like in the bathroom, for Q-tips or whatever else, right? Like I need a place to put them. And so I always like having a trash in the bathroom. Storage along this side, plus you have more storage over here, which is great because you have basically a built-in linen closet right there. You also see, you have a little shelf, which is great. Your towel bar, good countertop space, I may add, right? Stainless steel bowl right here, another towel bar, plus your robe hook. So plenty of places to put towels in here. I do like having an actual towel bar over a hook. In my experience, when I put stuff on a hook, for whatever reason, it always falls, especially in transit if you're moving. But I just like having the towel bars, period. And then right up top, good mirror space. So you have the mirrored medicine cabinet here in the corner, but an additional mirror over to the side. So, you can get a couple different angles, play with the lighting a little bit. I keep trying. Eventually I'll look good, need more lights, maybe less lights, I don't know. Taking a step in here, we'll see the shower, neo-angle shower. Now I'm standing a little bit forward just because there's a lot of antifreeze in here. I'm probably going to make a mess of the bottom of my shoes. But as far as height, folks, I'm 6 foot tall. I mean, I could be 6'6" and still stand in here and shower. It is a little bit tight. If I turn, not bad. I can still do it without hitting the shower doors, but it is a little bit tight. So, if you're a little bit more broad-shouldered or a little bit bigger, you might want to scope out the shower and see how it works for you. Coming into the master bedroom, there is a door that you can completely close off. So you do have excellent privacy. Don't think that you don't. And a big king bed. This is a huge win for me, especially when we're talking about a gas class A. A lot of times, you're going to have a queen. It's a little bit harder to get that king, especially at this price point, but they were able to do it here. On both sides, you have your nightstands, plenty of drawers, as well as plug-in space storage all the way across the top. You also see right up here on the ceiling, folks, is your second AC, help keep things nice and cool. Both of those are ducted together. You have a dual duct system running the entire length of the RV. Window right here in the back, and then at the foot of the bed is your wardrobe space. You will see a convenient storage spot for that pedestal table that goes up front between the driver and passenger seats. Drawers all the way underneath, electrical outlet, USB port there, plus a TV here in the bedroom, and you have some hidden storage behind it. So that does lift up. You can see that space right back there. Now that we've seen the insides, take a look at some of the outside features on the 2022 Thor Freedom Traveler A32. This one, of course, is built on the Ford F53 chassis. As I mentioned, it is a gas chassis. You will see the side mirrors here. These are heated and also have your side view cameras built in. You can see that right there. You'll have that on both sides. So as soon as you turn on the blinker, it'll basically give you this vision right here, right? It'll help cover those blind spots because, it's a decent sized bus, right? Or a good sized Class A there. So you want to make sure that you have that vision when switching lanes. It also gives you a little bit too, right? As you're backing up, if you need to switch to the side view, if there's something there you're afraid you're going to hit as you're swinging in or something like that, you can utilize that if you don't have a reliable spotter. TV outside, you can see this here. Now they did do a very small change, very minor change. It went from a free-floating soundbar in here to just one that's built right into the TV. But main point, right, is you have a 32-inch TV with a soundbar right out here. Everyone can sit around, be able to watch TV, and you have good sound quality. Dropping down a little bit, we'll open this guy up. You'll see 2 batteries right up here, as well as your hydraulic pump. One of the great things about Thor Motor Coach is that you will notice everything is color-coded, right? So the point of that is it just makes troubleshooting so much easier. For you, right? So if you ever call in, you can be like, hey, having some issues with the pump. They can be like, well, find the purple line, follow that, and you can go from there. So that is a huge deal when we're talking about any kind of maintenance on an RV. The easier a manufacturer makes to troubleshoot it, the better it is for you. Taking a look up top is your power awning with an LED light. Frameless windows on here on the house part of the coach. You will also see, of course, that those do open up. So if it's raining, just a little bit, kind of like it is right now, almost misting, you can still open those up unless it's like a true sideways rain, right? You'll be able to open those up and have wind come through the RV without getting a bunch of water in there. Your entry door does have the, again, the window built in to let in a little bit of light, which I enjoy. Power step right down underneath, as well as the grab handle. And then take a look at all the storage, folks. It's one of the big things about a Class A, right? When you move up into a Class A, and again, you can get this one for right around the same price that some Class Cs are. But look at all the storage you get, and as we go back, you will just see that multiplied. But rotocast bins with a drain, so they're easy to wash out, especially if you have like wood, if you're bringing wood with you. Now, bear in mind, please only bring local wood. Don't bring it across state lines or anything like that. You certainly don't want to bring any diseases with you, but if it's messy, take a hose in there, wash it out. All the compartments are lit as well, which is great, so if you're getting in there at night. Electrical outlet outside, you have the HD Max fiberglass, which gives you the reflection. I can see my reflection, not perfectly clear, of course, it's not a mirror, but I can still see my reflection in there, which is a good quality fiberglass. Dropping down here, again, large bin. You will see a tiny bit of pass-through, of extra storage rather, right up top here. So if you do have some skinnier items, maybe you could fit cornhole boards in there. I don't know, it'd be tough. But if you have some like the some smaller ones, if they don't have big legs or anything, you might actually be able to sneak them up in there, which would be pretty cool. Again, rotocast bins, you have that drain light, as I mentioned, your fresh tank drain right there, nice big 1-inch. You have a big fresh tank on here, you want to be able to drain that in a hurry. I believe it's a 100-gallon tank, and so you flip that, boom, drains it all right out. Speaking of fresh tank, that's where you're going to fill it, folks, right there. So you need to fill the fresh tank, that will be your inlet. Before we check this one out, I do want to show you this. Nice, easy propane quick connect. I like how it has its own little compartment rather than hanging down underneath the coach. And then this is the one I was talking about where you have the pass-through up top, right? So again, big, longer items, skis, anything like that you need to put up there, you have the ability to do it. Coming around to the back, you will see the nice large bumper, 8,000-pound hitch with a 7-way right on the back. So if you need to pull a trailer or anything like that, you have the ability to do it. Car, again, you can get a bigger vehicle than what a lot of other motorhomes, especially gas motorhomes, will allow you to tow. You have the rear mounted ladder to climb up onto the fully walkable roof, backup camera as you'd expect. That right there is the window in the bedroom. That is an emergency exit. Hopefully you never have to use it. Come around to this side a second. Take a look at this slide, folks. I kept the slide extended just to show you how big that slide is. Now, because of the size, instead of using 2 worm gear tracks, you will see they put 2 on the top alone, so you have 3 there. And they put it on the top to make sure that the slide doesn't buckle downward, right? It helps hold that slide up. And it is a great slide system, works very, very, very well. Plus, you have the slide out topper, so any pine cone sticks, anything like that that falls, it will stay right up on that topper. So when the slide does get pushed in, those come off. They don't get stuck in your seals, which as you know, could damage your seals if they do get stuck. This is something else I want to talk about. This is a big change, in my opinion. So when we were inside, you saw this one had the Norcold 12-volt compressor-driven fridge. With that, if you have the compressor-driven fridge, what they've done is they've given you 2 of the Group 27 deep cycle batteries, plus you get auto gen start. Folks, for a coach in this price point, that is a huge deal. With that auto gen start, you can set that for a number of things. You can have it turn on at a certain time. You can have it turn on at a certain temperature. So if the RV gets too warm inside, you want to have the generators turn on so the ACs fire up, you can do that. You can have it set for quiet time. You can set it to how long you want it to run. Most importantly too, is that you can set it for voltage. So if your batteries start to dip too low, boom, generator kicks on, fire your batteries right back up, ensuring that everything in the refrigerator stays good. And you can see the generator right over there. Now yours may look a little different. There has been a generator shortage, so I wouldn't be shocked if that gets changed out. It looks like they have a commercial one in there currently, but again, the generator may get swapped out depending on needs. Right up here will essentially be your wet bay, so you can see your terminations, both your black and gray tank valves, as well as outside shower. And I love that location mainly because after I'm done dumping my tanks, I can wash up nice and easy. City water inlet will be located right up top there. And then again, more storage here. Moving up a little bit, more storage. That's a great thing about a Class A, folks. Storage, 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 storage. So again, if you're loving what you're seeing right here and you're looking for price and availability, this one is the 2021 Thor Freedom Traveler A32. And if you want that price and availability, all you have to do is click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching, folks. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.